Dear students, in the earlier session of application of derivatives, I have taught you about two types of application. One was about the tangent and the normal. The second one was about the increasing and the decreasing function. In the second application, that is increasing and decreasing function, I had given you the statement of a theorem in which if the first derivative f dash x is greater than 0, then the function is strictly increasing. If f dash x is less than 0, it is strictly decreasing. If f dash x is equal to 0, it is a constant function. So, by considering the sign of the first derivative, when you give the values for that one at a particular point, we can say whether it is increasing or decreasing or neither. Now, it is this application, maxima and minima, is a continuation of the previous application, we can say, because here we use the knowledge of the increasing and decreasing function to know about the maxima and minima. Now, generally, a maximum, minimum, these words now, they give us that maximum is the most, the greatest. A minimum is the least or the smallest we can consider. Now, let us see how we can apply to the values of the function when it can have a maximum value, when it can have a minimum value. Now, generally, without without considering any function, suppose a graph of the function is like this. Let us consider this is a function. When you draw the graph here, let us assume this is a function. This is a graph of the function. Now, let me consider between an interval here. In the interval, you just take this point. So, let me take the interval to be equal to I here. From here to here, I am considering the values of x here. And observe here, at this point, suppose the function is y is equal to fx, you are considering y equal to fx. Suppose this point is c, let us take, then y would be equal to f of c, that is, this value is f of c, this point is x is equal to c. See, in this case, you observe that this value of f of c is greater than all the other values in the interval here. You take any x belonging to the interval, this value of f of c becomes the greatest value. Similarly, when you draw the graph like this, suppose you draw a graph here. Now take an interval here, say here to here. And at this particular point, say x is equal to a. X is equal to a. We observe that the function is having very small least value. So this point, we call it as the minimum point. This value, we call it as a minimum value. Similarly, this point x equal to c is called the maximum point and f of c is called the maximum value. So, or you can say point of minimum value, point of maximum value, or you can call it as maximum point or the minimum point. So, this is the general definition of a maxima and minima of a particular function. That is, when you consider an interval. So, how do you write in the formal form of that one? Let f be a function defined on an interval. With the help of the graph I showed you. Without that also, how do you define that one? Now, let f be a function defined in a particular interval I. Then, let c belong to, c is a point belonging to I. Then, if f of c is greater than f of x for all x belonging to the interval. F of c is greater than f of x for all x belonging to the interval I, then we say that c is the point of maxima, or we can say maximum point, and this value f of c, we call it as a maximum value. Similarly, you consider a function in an interval I, and let c belong to interval. Suppose f of c is less than f of x for all x belonging to I. For all x belonging to I. That means that this is having the smallest value. Then we say c is the point of minima, or it is a minimum point, and f of c is the minimum value which is attained in that particular interval. So, this is how we define a maximum and minimum point. Now, in detail we are going to study about the minimum and maximum point. Now let me consider a curve here. Let me draw the graph of a function, say y is equal to fx. So let me consider the graph of a function y is equal to fx. When you draw the graph now, say it may look like this. It may look like this. Let me take a point P here, A there, and let this be B. Let this be B, this is C, this is D, this may be E, and some point Q. Okay, so I am considering a continuous function. Let y is equal to fx, let y be equal to fx, be any continuous function. Now let us observe this one. Now, from P to A, from the point P to A on the curve, you observe that the function is continuously increasing. What is generally how do you say when it is increasing? As x increases, if y also increases, we say it is an increasing function. Of course, during this from P to A, you observe that f dash x, the first derivative will be certainly greater than 0. Now, from P to A, the function is increasing, and from A to B, the function is decreasing. Say at this point, suppose the value of x is equal to A, let me take, then this would be equal to f of A. You take a small neighborhood of this one or a small interval which involves the value x is equal to A. Suppose you draw the line like this here, it may be A minus h, it is A plus h, where h is a positive quantity. So when you take a small neighborhood of the point A here, then the interval becomes A minus h, A plus h here. So in this interval you observe at this point A, where x takes the value x takes the value small a here, the value of fa is the maximum there. So this maximum at this interval, so we call it as a local maximum. This is a local maximum point, and that value is called as the local maximum value. So x is equal to a is a point of local maxima, and the value f of a is a local maximum value. Local means when you take that particular interval, in that interval it is attaining a maximum value. So it is called as a local maximum value, local maximum point. Similarly, you observe from a to b, the function is decreasing. From b to c, the function is increasing. At this point again, suppose you take this as x is equal to b. X is equal to b. If you take a small neighborhood again here, you observe that in this interval, small interval, at this point the function is attaining a least value. In this one, it is the smallest value. Therefore, we call this point x equal to b as the point of local minima. And this value, f of b, is a local minimum value. Come to this point again. Arguing along the same lines, suppose x is equal to c here. F of c is a local maximum value, and x is equal to c is a point of local maxima. Again, arguing along the same lines, here x is equal to d, this is f of d, it is attaining a minimum value. So when you consider a continuous function like this, it can have many maxima, many minima here. So for maximum, minimum, the plural of maxima and minima. So at A, C as well as E, we observe that here also, suppose you draw the perpendicular like this, then it would be x is equal to E. Suppose I am taking the value, this f of E is having a maximum. This is the maximum value. So this is one local maximum value, second local maximum value, third local maximum value. At these points B and D, the function is attaining minimum value. We call them as the local minimum values. These points x equal to A, x equal to C, x equal to E, they are points of local maxima. And x equal to B, x equal to D, they are points of local minima. Now this is one information. Next is, suppose you at these points, suppose I draw the tangents to the curve here at all the points. It is x equal A, B, C, D, all the points here. You observe the tangents drawn at these points, we observe that they are parallel to the x-axis. And when you're discussing about the tangent and normal, I have told you when the tangents are parallel to the x-axis, at that position, the first derivative, that is f dash x or dy by dx, is equal to 0. Now here you observe from P to A, function is increasing. That is according to the theorem of the statement of the theorem which you learnt in increasing decreasing function. When the function is increasing, first derivative f dash x is greater than 0. When the function is decreasing, f dash x is less than 0. At this point, f dash x is exactly equal to 0. So at this point, the curve is taking a turn. So A is called as a turning point. Capital A is called as a turning point. Similarly, here f dash x is changing sign from positive to negative. At what point? At the point of maximum. It is a maximum, local maximum point. Similarly, from A to B, function is decreasing. That is, f dash x is less than 0. B to C, it is increasing. F dash x is greater than 0. It is taking a turn from taking a change from minus to plus. The first derivative is taking change from the sign minus to plus. At this point, again, f dash x is equal to 0. Similarly, it is f dash x is 0, positive to negative, negative to positive. Like that it continues. Okay. So, this information can be written in the form of a test here. So, we call it as a theorem or we call it as the first derivative test. So, with the help of the first derivative test, we can find at what point it will attain a maximum value, at what point it will attain a minimum value, because to know whether it is having a maximum or minimum value or at what points it is attaining the maximum value, minimum value, every time we cannot draw the graph here. So here the concept of the application of the derivative comes into picture. That means we use the knowledge of the derivative to find out whether a function is having a local maximum value or local minimum value. At what points it is getting those values. All those things can be written, can be stated in the form of a statement which we call it as the theorem, or it can also be considered as the first derivative test. Some call it as a theorem, it can be taken as the first derivative test. Okay. And another information, the points A, B, C, D, E, all of them now, we call them as turning points here. And what about these values here? X is equal to A, X is equal to B, X is equal to C, X is equal to D, and X is equal to E. All these values now, we call them as the critical points. The values of X here, they are called as the critical points A, B, C, D, E. That is where exactly the function is attaining either a maximum value or a minimum value. Those points are called as the critical points. These capital letters A, B, C, D, E, because they are taking a turn, the curve is taking a turn, we call them as the turning points, whereas the values of X at which either the maximum value is occurring or minimum value is occurring, we call them as the critical points. Now, using this information, what I told just now, the first derivative changes sign from plus to minus or minus to plus, we can form the statement of a theorem, or we call it as the first derivative test. It is called as the first derivative test. It is called the first derivative test. Here, of course, there is one more test called as a second derivative test. So, to work out the problems, any one of them can be used. Usually, to know, to work out the problems on maxima, minima, whether it is a numerical problem or a statement problem, a problem function is given to you directly or you may have to form the function. We use the second derivative test, which is comparatively easier to apply. But I will give the statement of the first derivative test and I work out one example with the help of which I want to show you how you can use the first derivative test to know whether it is having a maximum point or a minimum point. Now, the statement of this test or statement of this theorem is like this. Let us consider a function f defined in an open interval I. defined in an open interval I. Consider a function f which is defined in an open interval I, and let C belonging to I be a critical point. What do you mean by critical point? Just now I told you the critical point is a point on the point where exactly the function attains either a minimum value or a maximum value, what we call as the local minimum value or the local maximum value. Now in this one, let f be a function defined on an open interval I, and let C belonging to I be a critical point, or let C be a critical point belonging to I, like that. Now first thing is, if f dash x, whatever I told you just now, it is given in the form of a statement. If f dash x changes, sign from positive to negative, if f dash x changes sign from positive to negative as x increases through C. See, always you remember, as x increases through C. See, the value of x will be continuously increasing. Okay, if y also increases, increasing, y also decreases, decreasing, but the value of x will be always increasing. So, if f dash x changes sign from positive to negative, that is increasing and decreasing, that is the meaning of that one, as x increases through the point C. What is C? C is the critical point. So, as x increases through the point C, then C is called a point of local maxima or local maximum point. You can call that as a local maximum point, or it is called as a point of local maxima. When does it happen? I showed you the graph here with the help of that one. First, the function was increasing. That means f dash x is greater than 0. Then the function decreased. Then f dash x is less than 0. That is what I am writing in the form of a statement. So, if f dash x changes sign from positive to negative, in other words, increasing to decreasing, then that point x, as x increases through C, that is important, as x goes through the value C, x increases, I am telling, then C is called as a point of local maxima, and f of C is called the local maximum value. Okay, when C is called as a local maximum point, the value f of C is called the local maximum value. Similarly, second part here, if f dash x changes sign the other way, from from the negative to positive, changes sign from negative to positive, as again the condition is there, as x increases through C, then C is a point of local minima. So, if f dash x changes from positive to negative through a particular point, it is called point of local maxima, and that value is the local maximum value. When f dash x changes sign from negative to positive, negative means function will be decreasing, positive means it will be increasing. I showed you the point B in our graph. Okay, at that point, f dash x is changing sign from minus to plus. That means when x increases through that particular point, therefore that point is called as the local point of local minima or local minimum point. Okay, and that value f of C at that point now is called as local minimum value. See, these are the two possibilities. F dash x may change sign from positive to negative, it is maximum. Negative to positive, it is minimum. Suppose that f dash x, third possibility, f dash x does not change sign at all. Suppose it does not change sign at all. Change sign as x increases through C. See, one possibility changes sign from positive to negative, it is a maximum point. negative to positive, it is a minimum point. Suppose it does not change sign at all. When x increases through the value, then we call it as a point of inflection, because it is neither a maximum point nor a minimum point, point of inflection. Okay. See, the two separate spellings are given here. INFLECTION or INFLEXION. Both of them can be utilized. So then C is called as a point of inflection. That means at that point, as f dash x does not change the sign at all, it is neither a maximum point nor a minimum point. It can be considered as a point of inflection. Now let me consider an example, and let me make use of the first derivative test here. See, I told you already, to work out the problems, I make use of the second derivative test, which I will be taking up in the next session. So in this session, I just want to use the first derivative test and show that how it can be applied, how you can solve the problem, how you can find out whether it is attaining maximum value or minimum value when using the first derivative test. Now, let me consider a function f of x is equal to x cube minus 3x plus 3. Now take a function here. Now since we want the value of f dash x to argue differentiate 3x square minus 3. See here we use the knowledge of the differentiation. 3x square minus 3. Now to know the critical points, you know that at the critical point, f dash x is 0, isn't it? Therefore, to know the critical points, you equate the first derivative to 0. That is 3 into x square minus 1 equal to 0. I have taken 3 as common factor. 3 cannot be 0. That is x square minus 1 equal to 0 implies x is equal to plus or minus 1, or x square equal to 1, x equal to plus or minus 1. That means that x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to plus 1 are the critical points. See, now we know which are the critical points here, but we do not know at which point what happens. Is it a maximum point or is it a minimum point? For that, no, just now I told you we can make use of the first derivative test. Now, let me consider the point x is equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1. Take the first critical point, x is equal to minus 1. Now, we have to say in the small neighborhood of the point minus 1, that is a value slightly less than minus 1 I consider, a value slightly greater than minus 1 I consider. So, in between those two small, in that small neighborhood, small interval, how does the derivative behave? Whether it is positive to negative or negative to positive. So, I will take a number here to make you understand how it changes the sign. First, less than minus 1, slightly less than minus 1. Let me take, it is, that is to the left here. See, this is the number line, minus 1. To the left of this one, it is say 0 here, 1 we are having, isn't it? So, to the left means it will be slightly less than minus 1, isn't it? To the right means it will be slightly greater than minus 1. So, slightly less than means what value? You can take any value, minus 3 by 2 let me take, or minus another value which is nearer to minus 1 also you can take. Let me take minus 3 by 2. Okay. Suppose x is minus 3 by 2. Come to the expression of f dash x. F dash x is 3 into x square minus 1 means you can write it as x minus 1 into x plus 1. See, here you can write it as 3 into x square minus 1 or 3 into x minus 1 into x plus 1. Like this also you can write. That would be helpful for you to argue whether it is negative or positive. Suppose I have taken a value x equal to minus 3 by 2 which is to the left, which is smaller than minus 1. Now, simply you write the value 3 into minus 3 by 2 minus 1. This is also negative, this is also negative. So, when you add it becomes a negative. Minus 3 by 2, 3 by 2 means 1 and a half. Minus 3 by 2 plus half, it is again negative. minus 3 by 2 plus 1. So minus negative, minus of minus. So minus of minus, it is plus. That means that f dash x is greater than 0 when to the left of minus 1. You take a point slightly nearer to minus 1 to the right. To the right means, let me take minus 3 by 4. Okay, minus 3 by 4. That is when x is equal to minus 3 by 4. Then let me see what happens to f dash x here. F dash x means 3 into minus 3 by 4 minus, it would be minus, isn't it? Both of them are negative. Minus 3 by 4. 3 by 4 means 3/4. Minus 3 by 4 plus 1 is positive, isn't it? Positive, 1 by 4. So minus into plus now, it becomes minus. So what has happened to the sign of f dash x here? F dash x is negative. So through this point, as x increases to the point minus 1, what has happened? F dash x is greater than 0. To the right of it, f dash x is less than 0. That means that the f dash x is changing sign from positive to negative. Isn't it? Positive to negative. Therefore, this point x is equal to minus 1, according to the first derivative test, it is a point of local maxima. It is changing from positive to negative. Point of local maxima. Suppose you want to find the maximum value in the function f of x, you write the value minus 1. So minus 1 whole cube plus 3 into minus 1 plus 3. That gives you the local maximum value. If you want to find out only the whether it is maximum point or minimum point, you can stop there. If you are asked to find the maximum value also, go to the function and substitute the value, you get the maximum value. Now, let me consider the next critical point. What is the next critical point? At x is equal to 1. Okay, x is equal to 1. Now, to the left of this, I give a value. To the right of it, I give a value. Left of that means plus 3 pi by 4, 3 by 4 I can take. To the right means I can take 5 by 4, smaller value, nearer to that one. Now, let me take x is equal to say 3 by 4, which is slightly less than 1. What happens to f dash x here? Look here. 3 into 3 is positive, no problem. 3 by 4 minus 1. That becomes minus 1 by 4. 3 by 4 plus 1, it is positive. Isn't it? Plus into minus, minus or negative. In other words, f dash x is less than 0. That is, when you take a value slightly less than 1 or to the left of 1. Now, take a value slightly greater than 1, 5 by 4. Now, here f dash x is 3 into 5 by 4 minus 1. 1 and a quarter minus 1, it is plus 1 by 4. And here, a positive plus positive, that would be again a positive. Therefore, we are getting the first derivative to be a positive quantity. So, when does it happen? When x passes through the point 1, when and it is passing through the point, as x increases, we say as x increases through 1, the first derivative is changing from negative to positive. Therefore, this x is equal to 1 is a point of local minimum. If you want to find the local minimum value, go to the function, put x equal to 1, 1 minus 3 into 1 plus 3, then you can simplify, get the value. So this is how we make use of the first derivative test. I told you I will be giving you another test which is called as the second derivative test. With the help, of course, in that one we consider the second derivative also. Okay, and that is more practical. Most of the problems now, for even statement problems also, we will be using the second derivative test. So in this session, what you have learned? The meaning of or the definition of maximum value, minimum value in general. Then for the local maximum value, local minimum value, when you consider a small neighborhood of a critical point, no, if the function changes sign from f dash x changes sign from positive to negative, it is a maximum point. Negative to positive, it is a minimum point. So those points at which it takes a turn, they are called as the turning points, and the values of x at which either maximum or minimum values occur, they are called as critical points. So according to the statement of the first derivative test, when you consider a C as a critical point, as x increases through C here, if f dash x changes sign from plus to minus, it is maximum point, local maximum point, and that value is local maximum value. If f dash x changes sign from minus to plus, it is a point of local minima, and that value is the local minimum value. If f dash x does not change sign at all, then it is neither maximum nor minimum. That point is called as the point of inflection. So, and with the help of the using the first derivative test, we have verified the first derivative test, in which you can make use, we can use the derivative, and we have verified whether the function is attaining a maximum value or a minimum value according to the theorem or according to the first derivative test. So in the next session, I am giving you another test called a second derivative test, which you will be using in solving the remaining problems on maxima and minima. Thank you.